Hey everybody, Dr. Wardy here. So we're on to release number 3. So a couple things before we get started, because this is a full body release. Many of you have done video number 1, which was release number 1, and release number 2. So a couple quick reminders there. We always start on 1, and we're going to do that daily. Now if you have any detox symptoms, so this is symptoms like a hangover, we want to maybe take a couple days off, return back to the same release that you're on, if that's number 1, and continue until you're no longer feeling detox symptoms. Once you no longer feel those, you can move on to the next release, which is number 2, and then the same goes for number 2. If you start getting detoxy, take that day off or a couple days off, return back, be consistent, and then basically once you're not feeling any detox symptoms, you're gonna kind of stay on release number 2 as your daily release. Now the one I'm going to show you today, this is the full body release. We're going to call it number 3. And this is not something that you're going to do every day. This is probably something you're going to do maybe once a week, maybe on the weekends when you have a little bit more time. You're going to spend a little bit more time. This one takes a little bit longer. But I'm going to walk you through this one. So this one is a full body release, and we're basically going to spend about 5 seconds on each of the types of stimulation that we're going to give these points. Now we're still going to many of the points that I've had you guys go to, but I'm going to walk you through how we're going to stimulate each of these points and then kind of talk a little bit about the why. So again, we're going to start right above the clavicle right here. Now again, this is 5 seconds or 5 taps through each of these 4 different types of stimulation. So number 1 is feather light. Okay, this feather light type of stimulation, this is basically working with interoception, stimulating our nervous system a little bit and getting those superficial lymphatics, feather light. Then you're going to speed up and go a little deeper above the clavicle, okay? These are basically getting what are called Pacinian. This is more neurologic in nature as well. And we're going to follow that same stimulation, those Pacinian type of receptors, with some slaps, 5 quick slaps. Then we're going to follow that with number 4, which is just deep stimulation. So just like an infinity loop, I want you to push in deeper to the tissue and do an infinity loop 2 times. And that's it. And we're basically going to do that through all these points. Now I'm going to walk you through each of the points that you're going to do the 4 stimulations. Alright, so you guys have the 4 types of stimulation we're going to give. Now I'm going to walk through the points, and it needs to be done in this sequence. So remember, the sequence is very important. So we're going to start here where we are, above the clavicle, both sides, doing those stimulations. Then you're going to move here, the line of the jaw, right under the ear. Then we're going to move here, just below the clavicle on the chest. Then we're going to move to the elbow, the medial aspect of the elbow on each side of the bony prominence here, both sides. Then we're going to move into right here along your sternum. Then I want you to go to the axilla, armpit area along the ribs right here on both sides. Then we're going to move down here to mediastinum para-aortic area. This is right below that bony prominence under the chest right here, the chest plate. Then just above your umbilical area, so these 2 areas. Then I want you to move to the groin area, right here along the inguinal area of your groin. Then femoral, so when you go into the inside of your leg here, there's a long, broad muscle. You're going to be right on top of that muscle in here, moving that area. That's the femoral area. Then again, the back of the knees, like we've done in the past. And then right here, you like my Mickey socks? Right here between this bony prominence of your ankle and the heel, if you draw a diagonal line, you want to get that tissue moving there. So that's where you're going to stimulate those points as well. Now remember, this is a full body release, so I'm going to go through again through those 4 types of stimulation. So you have feather light, then deeper, 5 seconds, then slapping, and then the infinity symbol. Okay? Now, whenever we're rubbing, we always want to be rubbing many of these points towards the heart. So if I'm above the clavicle, I'm rubbing here, faster, towards the heart. If I'm on this side, towards the heart. If I'm up here, towards the heart. So when you're doing that faster rub, I want you pushing towards the heart. If I'm in the chest, towards the heart. So again, this isn't one we do all the time. It's going to be kind of every once in a while, but this is going to give you a full release. Again, you may have some hangover symptoms after doing a full release, things like that. So the key to this work is consistency and go slow and low. So start with 1, make your way on to 2, and then every once in a while we're going to do a full release number 3. I have a couple more videos coming up in the next few weeks. We're going to do some yoga, some breath work, and priming the pump. So thank you guys. Be well.